Hi guys, Darth Deuces here with another Gunpla model kit review, and today taking a look at another kit released this year in 2018. It is the real grade MSN-04 Sazabi. This is my favorite mobile suit. I'm really happy it got a real grade kit. I've already reviewed and built the master grade Verka, so I was really interested to see how this real grade would stack up to that master grade, because that master grade is a really sweet kit. I really like that one a lot. And this kit is really, really good. I've built 3 other real grade kits. All of them have already been previously reviewed. You can check out my channel if you want to see which ones those are. One of them was the Talgies, which is also released this year. I have to say though, this Sazabi I think is my favorite real grade that I have, and quite possibly one of my favorite kits in my collection overall. Not like my collection's super huge, but I do have a fair amount of kits now, considering I only started a couple months ago. Anyways, enough rambling. Let's take a look at the kit. And here he is in all of his glory. This is a really big kit. It's 1/144 scale, but it's definitely about the size of a standard master grade. It's quite big. It just towers over other kits. I will be doing a comparison with the master grade Verka Sazabi later, but I will do a comparison with him and a standard high grade 1/144 just to compare. So here he is with the Origin Zaku 2 kit 1/144 high grade. You can see, granted I do have him crouched down a bit, but you can see how just massive the Sazabi 1/144 is. It's much taller than your average high grade and decently bulkier as well. So I really love this size on that. This kit is more expensive because of the size, but I think the pricier price tag of this kit is definitely warranted. Taking a look, the only work I've done is I've done some panel lining and I've stickered it up. Aside from that, just a straight snap build, and these are the colors you get, and you get some really nice color separation. You get there's a lighter red plastic as well as the dark red plastic. And that color separation works really well. It's not super noticeable, but it's subtle enough to definitely make a difference, and I think it looks really good. The marking stickers you get also look pretty cool, and I do like that they actually include the char emblem to go on this front skirt, which the Massacre didn't come with. So I think that's really cool. And I think the stickers look pretty good. Obviously, water slides. You can get water slides for this kit, and if you really want it to look great, then water slides would be the way to go. But if you're not about the water slide life, the stickers do work just fine, I think. They don't look too bad at all as long as you are careful and apply them well. Here's the back. You got the huge back skirt. Really cool. And you got the big backpack. You got the fuel tanks here. And you got the thrusters. And you got the funnel holders, which is really cool. The big shoulder pads look really good. The head looks great. Torso, mega particle cannon, legs, and everything just look really good. One thing I will say is that, not by a huge margin, but I will say that I think that the real grade is actually slightly better proportioned than the master grade. There are some parts of the master grade that feel almost too big, where this one I think gets the proportions pretty close to just right. And yeah, I just like the profiles here, just super big, super cool. In terms of posability, it's a pretty good kit in that regard as well. It's a bit hindered in the head because it's the way the head's designed. You can rotate it up and down just a bit. It's also a really interesting sort of ab crunch joint in there, which makes the kit able to crunch pretty organically, which is pretty cool. There's like 2 separate joints in there to allow you to do that. So I do like that. You can rotate the shoulders. You can move these bits out of the way, and you can kick them forward, and the shoulder pad can also move out of the way quite a bit. These front bits also move outwards, so you can get better forward and back posing out of the arms as well as they move forward and back quite well. You also got some pretty good elbow bend that does some piston detail when you bend it, and it's a really good double hinge there, so I think that looks really good. And you also have a ball joint at the wrist. and that is a rotation at the bicep there, if I didn't mention that already. You can also pivot forward the shoulders a fair bit, so that is really good. A nice, decent butterfly joint. There's also a waist joint, which does allow you to rotate. So there is that. All the side skirts do move independently. They're on a real grade frame, so you can move them out. You can move these forward, pivot them outwards, do what you want with them pretty much. Same with the back piece. It doesn't move a crazy amount, but it can move outwards a bit, so that's good. The hip joints, they have the same thing that the Masquerade has, where it goes in and out, shifts forward and back if you want it to. And you also have, you know, pretty good kick, goes all the way out. Pretty decent back, obviously is a bit hindered, not too bad. And you've got pretty close to a full kick out, which is also really good. And you've got a full rotation. It's not on a ball joint like the Masquerade was. You also have a really nice double knee bend. You can get it bent a lot. That's way better than the Masquerade. I like all the detail and piston movement and everything going on in there as well. And you move that forward. You can move this front piece out, so you get a decent articulation in the ankles. You get a really good pivot, you get a really good ankle pivot, some rotation. You can move it up, you can move it down, you can pivot the ankle, the heel joint, you can pivot the foot here, and you can also pivot the toe. So pretty damn good foot articulation as well. They definitely improved on that a lot. So that helps you get a lot of great natural organic looking poses, which is really great. And so overall articulation is really damn good on this, especially for being a much bulkier, bigger kit and mobile suit and design. Yeah, a lot of posability, so that is pretty cool. Next up, I'll talk about some of the gimmicks. There's a fair amount of gimmicks with this kit. It doesn't fully utilize the transforming gimmick that the Masquerade has, but you still get some shifting parts and transforming, let's say, parts. So I'll move on to that next. Alright, moving on to the gimmicks of this kit. There's a fair amount. So first off, at the head, you can open up the cockpit. You can shift the stuff down, move it up, and you can, you know, see the cockpit. So that's pretty cool. Pretty easy to do. So that is a nice feature. You have the funnels here. These can open. It's a bit finicky to do. I'm not going to do it because I don't want to fool around with it too much. But if you, I think, pull this out, and then you can open them up, and then you can remove each individual funnel. The funnels themselves can open up as well. So you get 6 of those. So that's pretty cool. And I forgot to mention this in the articulation segment, but you can swivel and pivot the funnel holders, and you can also move the fuel tanks around a ball joint. Speaking of the backpack, if you move this piece up, try to show this better. If you move this booster piece up, it will actually shift this booster forward a bit. You can also just move these black pieces out. This one doesn't want to move. Oh, there we go. You can also move these black pieces out if you want to, and it can do that, which is pretty cool. While we're back here, you can also move outward these bits on the skirt outwards. It's a bit hard to see with the fuel tanks there, but they do reveal some more frame detail as well as some foil stickers, so that's cool. Flipping her back around, if you come to the east shoulder, you can slide these bits outwards and show off a bit more of the frame if you like, so there's that. You can also come down to these. I don't know how easy this is going to be to do, but you can, if it wants to do it. Alright, so there we go, have it. You can shift these down as well if you want to do that. Just slide this back up like so. And then on the feet, you can pull out the boosters on the sides of the feet, and you can shift those out if you want. So you do get a decent amount of moving parts and a little bit of the transformation, which is really cool. I like what they did include. Me personally, I'm going to be displaying it just all put together without any of the pieces out, because I already, like I said, have the master grade, and if you want the transformation, you should probably get the master grade. I display my master grade fully transformed. So this one is for being not transformed, and I think it looks really good just the way it is. And another quick function that I forgot to mention is on the wrist here. Both wrists, you can pull out this wrist piece, and this is a nice feature. You can pull out this wrist piece, and you can actually extend the wrist, and then to lock it back, you close it back up and you lock it in. This is so the kit has a lot easier time holding the rifle, which is a function I wish the master grade had, because on the master grade you can barely hold the... You can get to hold the beam shot rifle. The master grade can hold the beam shot rifle and get some decent poses. It would just make it easier, but the master grade pretty much cannot hold the long rifle in an aiming pose or any sort of gun pose. Unless I just suck at posing, I can't get it to work. But the way the arm is on the master grade, you can't hold the gun right. So this extension really helps this model hold the rifle. So that's really cool. And the detail I forgot to mention is you do have holding the beam sabers. Now the actual beam saber accessories aren't held in here. This is just the tip end to simulate the beam sabers being stored here, but it's still a nice feature nonetheless. Straighten it out here. One thing I will mention is he is pretty heavy, especially top heavy. So you can get him to stand straight decently easy, but you're going to need to make sure you pose the feet right, because of so many moving parts. You got to make sure you get them flat. But once you do, it's all good to go. Now we'll talk about accessories, because we've gone over pretty much everything else. He comes with quite a bit of stuff, which is always nice. Obviously, you do have those funnels at the back there, which are pretty cool, though unfortunately they're kind of useless because you don't get any effect pieces for displaying them being launched or anything, so you can't really do anything with them unless you make your own effect pieces, or you get some effect pieces. I'm not sure if any third party or even official Bandai effect parts have come out yet, but for me it's not a huge deal because I have effect pieces for the master grade and I display the master grade firing the funnels, so this one, he keeps them stored. But for some people that is something to consider. Like with pretty much all real grades, you do get the action base adapter. This one's quite involved looking, but you do get that, which is always nice. You do get a fair amount of hands, so you get the two closed fist hands that I have on him. You also get two open hands, one for each side right here. You also get two gripping hands for holding the melee weapons, and you also get a right trigger hand, which I have on the beam rifle. So speaking of that, we'll talk about the beam rifle. Here's the beam rifle. It's pretty cool. It's actually got a little more color separation than the master grade has. Looks pretty good. Got the two barrels there, foil sticker for the green there. Looks pretty nice. You do get all the functions that the master grade had. You have the pumping action, which is always cool, and you can remove the energy cap. The energy cap does fit in there kind of loosely. It won't just drop out when it's on display, but if you're messing with it, it might come off a bit. But this is what this extended wrist is for. You pop that off, and it just makes it a lot easier. You can pivot the handle, by the way, which also makes it a lot easier. You pop it in there, and then there you go. You have the Sazabi holding the rifle. And I'm not gonna, like I said, the E cap likes to come off easy, but I'm not gonna go crazy with the posing. But yep, you can get him to hold it. It looks really cool. I really like the gun. It's quite big. Everything about the Sazabi though is meant to be big, obviously, so that's really cool. You do get two beam sabers, so you get two beam saber hilts here. They're extremely simple, but you do have a hole there for the tab and the gripping hands. I'm not going to display them holding the beam sabers. It's pretty self-explanatory. You also do get the two beam saber effects, which are in this nice translucent vibrant green, which I really like. And I like the sculpt of it. It's like flashing and extra razory looking, which is really cool. So I like that a lot. And you get two of those, like I said. You also get the beam tomahawk, which I really like. This is just this doesn't split into two separate beam tomahawks. You just get the one, unlike the master grade, but that's okay. And this is really cool. And you get multiple beam effects for it, so you get the normal axe beam effects, 2 of those, so you can put one on each side, like so. And that looks pretty cool, like an axe. You can take those off there. You also get the 2 larger beam axe, or mega beam saber, I suppose, effects. So I'll put that on. You do get the 2 mega beam effects, and then to add extra overkill, you can also take a beam saber effect piece and you can slot it in the middle, make the big beam saber, which I think looks super, super cool. I absolutely love how that looks. Putting that to the side if I need it again. He also obviously comes with his shield, which is really good. I like the gold foil sticker for the emblem. It looks really cool. I think it looks better than the Masquerade, which was just a yellow water slide. That's pretty good. It's pretty big, as you can see. You have these missiles on the bottom. You got the clip here. Clip works really well. I like it better than the Masquerade as well. And I'm going to remove the missiles real quick, but you can obviously store the beam tomahawk in multiple places, so you can put it really high up if you want. Yeah, you can put it up like to there or something. Yeah. I'm not sure if you can have all these beam effects on it when you're doing this, but oh yeah, there we go. So you can store, I have the effects still on it, but you can store the beam tomahawk up high, and you can have, you know, like that. If you want to go real overkill, you can put it up to the edge, store it like that, and then you have it extended even further. So that is really cool. I love that option. I think that looks super cool. Take that off. I'll quickly show you with him actually having it on. There's just a tab here on the arm. It tabs in there at 3 supports, and then there you have him with the shield on. It can pivot a bit, so you can get it kind of going like that, which I think is cool. Yeah, and I think it looks really good. I absolutely love that. It looks awesome. And then lastly, for accessories, like I think every real grade, you do get a pilot figure, and you get a little char'ss from char'ss Counterattack with the cool. He's in his little, like, I guess ceremonial outfit. Got like the uniform and the cape on. Something I like is that they didn't just downsize the Master Grade's figurine, which I don't have on hand with me. I have it, but I don't have it on hand with me. It's not a big deal. But the Master Grade, it had him in his uniform, but didn't have the cape. And this one, he's wearing the cape. So I like that they made it different. That's pretty cool. And so lastly, we're going to do the size comparison with the Master Grade. So here we have the Master Grade Verka Sazabi with the Real Grade Sazabi. As you can see, the Master Grade is still massive. Even though the Real Grade is really big, the Master Grade is still humongous. And I really love that kit to death. But yeah, they're both really good kits. To which one you should buy, it really just personal preference, I think. The Real Grade is just ever so slightly a bit more solid than the Master Grade. I think it has just slightly better proportions and has better articulation, whereas the Master Grade, I mean, it's just massive, which is one of the biggest pluses and reasons to get it. It has the full transformation, has more accessories as well, and just carries such a huge presence on a shelf. And obviously more detail. There's more detail with the bigger kit as well. So I think size is pretty much, it comes down to which one you want to get. But overall, I think the Real Grade one is absolutely fantastic. It's a real winner of a kit. I can definitely see it being on my top 10 figures of this year. And I'd highly recommend it to anyone building Gunpla. It's a really, really great kit, even if you're not too keen on the Sazabi. Anyways, thank you guys for watching. Let me know what you think down in the comments below, and I will see you all in the next video.